There are 31 nights till Halloween, which means these are the 31 nights to watch horror films. This is 31 Nights of Halloween.
Near Dark is a 1987 vampire horror film that was written and directed by Kathryn Bigelow and co-written by Eric Red. And this is the type of vampires I like. I like these type of vampires. They're gritty, they're dark, they're dead, and they feed on blood. This is exactly what I was talking about when I said I don't like my vampires to be sexy undead things. I like this gritty, raw, realistic type of interpretation of vampires. And the story is very simple to follow. Guy sees girl, guy falls in love with girl. Guy takes girl out on a date, kind of. Girl turns out to be a vampire and turns him into a vampire. So our main character is Nathan Petrelli. I call him Nathan Petrelli because that's what I know him from Heroes. So Nathan Petrelli plays Caleb Colton, a down south good old boy, and he's sweet on this new girl in town named May. May bites him and turns him into a vampire and then introduces him to her crew, which consists of Lance Henriksen. You may know him from Alien and Tales from the Crypt and a bunch of other, Pumpkinhead. He's in a bunch of movies. He's very well known, very good actor. There's Bill Paxton, rest in peace, who played Severin. And this girl named Diamondback, I don't know the actress's name. And there's a kid in there named Homer, but he's not a kid. See, this is what I also like too. Like they did this in Interview with the Vampire, which was interesting, where they had, Brad Pitt turned the little girl into a vampire because he didn't want to kill her, right? She was homeless or whatever. In this, we don't know Homer's origin story. All we know is they call him Old Man. So he's been a vampire forever and he's a kid. And it sucks to have this old man brain in your head and be this young kid. You're never going to be able to do anything like adults practically can do, except he does. And that's what makes it kind of interesting to see him going to a bar and ordering beer, drinking, and it's really good. But anyway, Nathan Petrelli is introduced to the crew, and he's just so stupid. He's an idiot until he doesn't need to be an idiot, which is cliche writing, I guess, but it is. But he's like, he doesn't understand what's going on. They basically tell him, you're a vampire now, idiot. And he's just like, he can't grasp it. They take it all the way until they freaking go and decide to it's feeding time. So they go to a bar and they just start feeding on everybody in the bar. And he's getting it now. Yep, I'm dead because they shoot me in the stomach and everything. And he realizes that he's a vampire. Finally, he accepts it. After the incident at the bar where all these people were murdered, someone escapes and manages to get the police. So they go to their hotel room after. The police track them down at their hotel room and demand that they start coming out. There's a shootout that ensues, and Nathan Petrelli saves the day and saves all the vampires and scurries off. That's where they go to another hotel somewhere else, and the father of Nathan Petrelli and his little sister are searching for him as they abducted Nathan Petrelli after May turned him. He was going home, and his father saw him walking down the field, and they kidnapped him, and so their father's been looking for him ever since. So they all end up coincidentally at the same hotel. And instead of letting the father go, and the daughter, because Homer is like, he sees an opportunity because he's up at night all the time and he never sees kids up, I guess, alone. And he sees Nathan Petrelli's sister alone. So he's like, this is mine. I'm taking her, I'm turning her, and she's gonna be mine now. Now I could be with somebody. And Nathan walks into the hotel room and notices his little sister. He's like, what the hell's going on? Severin brings his dad in, and that's when all of a sudden it's revealed to the father and the daughter that, Nathan is now a vampire. The father and the daughter manage to escape with Nathan. And Nathan, this is when he becomes a genius all of a sudden. He tells his dad, I need a blood transfusion. And his dad gives him a blood transfusion and he's back to normal. And that's the only part I dislike about this entire fucking movie. Because I think Nathan already fed on people, on somebody, I believe. I'm not sure. I don't recall. But that's one of the things, there's no true lore. Everyone says there's no real lore. There is. But whatever. Let's say there isn't, because this movie doesn't really follow any real lore either. But the blood transfusion, I mean, that's a little bit, I didn't like, I think they were going to do that in 28 Days Later. I saw the extra features, and that was the original ending, to do a blood transfusion. Ugh, it's terrible, and it doesn't work here either. And that's the only thing I dislike about this movie, is that after Nathan and his family get away and everything, these fuckers come back and kidnap his sister again, and still don't change her or try to turn her into a vampire prior to them, Nathan going to rescue his sister. But anyway, the film goes on, and it's really good. The third act is great. There's a lot of action and explosions, and it's interesting. And they're not killed by a crucifix or by a stake through the heart or silver bullets, which is really for werewolves, but some vampire movies have used silver also. But anyway, so none of that is killing them. What kills them is just the sunlight, and that's one of the good things too, to see how the sun actually affects them. Not like in Twilight where they sparkle. And this one is like pure agony and pain. But, those other things could also affect them too, but it is not presented in the film. I don't know how they never made a sequel to this movie. It's a really good movie. Just the ending for me is like, I don't like that type of ending. I probably would have liked a more dour ending, like 30 Days of Night, which is another good movie. So, yeah. But this is my vampire, and those vampires too. That's what I like about vampires. That's what I want. This is one of my favorite horror vampire films of all time. I like this more than The Lost Boys. That's why I put this on 31 Nights of Halloween. And sorry, you won't see The Lost Boys on here. I actually showed The Lost Boys to some people that are younger than me, about 10 years or so younger than me. And that's not that big of an age gap. And they just don't like it. They think it's too 80s. And, I'm someone that likes the 80s, so I don't think it's too 80s. And I like that movie. So the only reason I'm not putting it on the list right now is because there's too many movies to put on 31. I'm like, damn, I didn't put this movie. Damn, I didn't put this movie. Damn, I couldn't fit this movie. So that's why. Remember, these aren't rankings. This is just movies you should watch for Halloween, my favorites, and that's why I like this one more than The Lost Boys. That's why I put this one in there. Let me know what you thought about Near Dark down below. I think Kathryn Bigelow did a fantastic job, and she proved herself to be a very talented director. She directed The Hurt Locker and won an Oscar. So good for her. And I really enjoyed this. I thought Nathan Petrelli was decent, and May and everybody in this was phenomenal actors. So I really liked it. Let me know in the comment section down below what you thought about Near Dark. Is it your favorite vampire film or not? Which one is your favorite? What's your favorite vampire movie? Let me know in the comment section down below. Remember, guys, to hit that like button, subscribe if you're new here, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Peace.